What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorldPodcast. Today we're going to be taking a look at Thursday Night Football, Week 14, NFL 2021 season, bro. The Steelers and the Vikings. Now, you can look at the final score. If you can't and you're listening to it via podcast, download it via iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, GmiasWorld Podcast, everywhere worldwide. Thank you guys so much for that. I'm going to let you guys know what the score was in case you missed it. The Vikings 36, the Steelers 28. Now, when I tell you that score and you're like, yo, Gmia, bro, what's going on? They only lost by 8. What's the deal? The Steelers are, bro, they were getting dominated to the point where people were just trying to figure out what was going on. People wanted, Mike Tomlin fired. They wanted Big Ben to retire at halftime. There was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different emotions during this game. For myself, as I tweeted about it and, spoke to a lot of you guys via Twitter, it was a really bad experience, all right, for what was going on. So don't really pay attention to the score. I'm going to break down some of the things that happened. First of all, we're going to talk about Dalvin Cook in a second because the dude played through a major injury with that shoulder, and he just went crazy. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, they weren't really playing any defense to begin with, and then TJ Watt got hurt, so it got really bad. But let's just focus on a couple things. During the actual broadcast, they brought up a lot of things about Claypool and Mike Tomlin. Now, looking at the whole scenario with Claypool and some of the things that he did, it looks like he is not going to be around with the Steelers very long unless they realize that he's a 6'4" specimen and he probably just has to stay regardless of if Mike Tomlin likes him or not. Because it doesn't look like he has the right mindset. He gets an unsportsmanlike penalty. He celebrates, during a time when they need to get another playoff late in the game. He's pointing for a first down. Like he doesn't understand the nature of the game, it looks like. But he's still a relatively young player, so they may be willing to work with him a little bit. But for me, the whole thing with Mike Tomlin, he asked Mike Tomlin, like, yo, can we play music during practice? It's a lot of things that people say, like, these younger players want to change the atmosphere and make it more fun. So you can't really knock him for asking, like, yo, can we play music during practice? But at the same time, he's not really doing, like, he's decent, but he's not a star yet, bro. Like, you're making demands. It's sort of like that. You remember when, let me give you this comparison, right? You remember when Kyrie Irving was complaining about all the perks that LeBron James had when he was with the, the Cleveland Cavaliers when they won that year they won the title, like it came out later. People were laughing at Kyrie because Kyrie, dude, you are Robin. Like, you're not Batman. Like, bro, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, he gets all that because of what he brings. And if LeBron doesn't go back there, you guys don't win a championship. Like, you can't make that shot at the end unless LeBron is there. So it's sort of like this, bro. Chase Claypool is doing all this stuff, and, it looks like Mike Tomlin it's something going on. Now, can they fix it? It's a possibility. But it looks like Claypool has a lot of other issues that they might have to look into, because if he's not able to understand the moment, that's a huge thing. A lot of these players are not able to understand the moment. And when I say that, it's specific times in the game where you have to perform a certain way. I don't get that from him, and I can kind of see why there's issues there, because Mike Tomlin is more of a firm head coach, all that stuff. But they did respond in the second half to make an overwhelming comeback. If they get the first 2-point conversion, it's a much better game, but obviously they missed that. So they did fight back in the end, but it looks like something's going on with the team. And Big Ben, a lot of times during the game when he was going to the sideline, he was saying things to Tomlin. I couldn't pick up on what he was saying, but he was very upset. There was a couple plays where they just got a straight hit on him. And I don't know what the O-line was doing. I don't understand what was happening, but they don't understand line protection. So you got an old quarterback that's getting beat up continuously, but he still has an arm. He still has a little bit of what's left, but he doesn't move around or give us the same impression of, an older Ben Roethlisberger. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, he just stands there and gets pummeled. Dudes were coming in and blasting him. So, again, there's a lot going on with the Steelers. Look, guys, I got to be totally honest with you, bro. It was an embarrassment for the first half. And, the Vikings made some errors. Obviously, Kirk Cousins going to throw a pick. Like, that's just regular stuff. And that's how they were able to fight back in the game. They got a couple 3-and-outs in the second half. But ultimately, Freiermuth dropped the ball. Yes, he did drop it. The ball's in there. The tight end is supposed to be able to hold on to that. There's T.O. could have held on to that. Terrell Owens. You gotta know. That's what look, the moment is everything. And they could have easily scored there, but then they would have to get a 2-point conversion. Would they have gotten it? Who knows? But Freiermuth dropped the ball, so that's how it ended for them right there. Now we jump over to the other side. Dalvin Cook, 27 carries, 7.6 average, 205 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is a man playing with injury. And then Justin Jefferson, he was just running posts and slants all game, and they couldn't stop him. He's responsible for one of the tip picks because it was a tight window, but the ball was delivered directly to him. I think the linebacker may have tipped it, but Justin Jefferson is a savage. All right, he's gliding all over the field, and nobody could defend him. So I don't know what was going on with that situation, but again, Kirk Cousins, he's like the good bad guy. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna play very, very well, and then he's gonna let you back in the game. And that's just what his MO is. This guy is look. There's a reason why this guy was thrown for 500 yards, and the Washington football team was like, you know what? We ain't signing this guy. Because they know in the end, he's not going to give you what he's supposed to give you. He going to give you something else. He going to give you coal in your sock, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's going to happen. And again, there was some throws that he made that were really, really good. There was some throws that he made that was really, really bad. The one tip pick was, I wouldn't say that was on him too much when it was going to Justin Jefferson. The other one is just a Stevie. You know, he's just throwing the ball anywhere. He doesn't care what's going on. And that's his tendencies. Like, he can go out and wheel and deal. But if Dalvin Cook doesn't play as well, they probably lose this game. And that's the dangerous part about Kirk Cousins. Because you want to like him, but then you're like, you know what? Can they actually win anything with him? I don't believe so. And even when he was with Washington, and I was like, yo, he's playing so well. What's going on? I started to watch more and to see, like, he'll play completely impeccable. And then just start throwing picks for no reason. And it's weird. It's sort of like that Tony Romo thing. Like, he'll just be playing, dealing, and then he'll just throw a pick. And it's like, all right, cool. And then he'll lose the game. In this one right here, because the Steelers were so bad defensively, you know, he was able to do whatever he wanted, and he was able to come away with the victory. But he did do his best to get the Steelers back into the game. So going forward with the Vikings, you know, it is what it is. Dalvin Cook is a beast, though. You know, so anything can happen. If that O-line is blocking like that, can they make some noise? I don't really see them doing anything in the division. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, I think, you know, the Packers got it locked down. But, you know, it is what it is. Again, it's the NFL. Any given Sunday, we got, what do we got, like 5 more weeks left? We don't know what can happen, bro. But at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this right now. The Steelers, they got to figure out what's going on there. Maybe Mike Tomlin got to get fired. I don't know what's happening. But they can't keep coming out not prepared to play and then, you know, explode in the second half. Maybe they took too much out of it from the Ravens. I don't know, guys. But it was a really, really hazardous first half, and they're going to have to figure out what's going on with that. But I think Claypool and that Mike Tomlin thing might have a lot to do with what's going on over there with that franchise. But we'll see what happens going forward. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You continue to enjoy your holiday. Until next time, one love, y'all.